I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 49 of the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. My name is Flo.
And I'm Gabe. How are you?
I'm always taken aback by your energy, your fake energy.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
Sure. I'm good. I'm doing okay, man. How you doing?
Same, I guess.
Yeah.
Stressed as always.
Yeah, we're heading into university stress mode.
Yeah, but then again, this is a bit of a timeout, I guess. A little talks on the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I love doing the talks. I hate doing the editing.
I get that, yeah. It took me a long time to do the last episode because I don't know why I'm so fucking slow. But it just gets faster the more I do it. And
Sure.
then I finally find my groove on like Sunday, and then I spent like the whole freaking day. I put an alarm on so I can get up early and just edit pretty much like 60% of the episode in one day.
Yeah, I mean, the special episodes, they take a while.
Yeah.
Especially if we're trying to nitpick and really edit every little thing that bothers us. It takes a while. But I feel like it's worth it. You know, I think it turned out well, and it was a good listen.
It's always very satisfying when you're finally done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Anything you wanna mention about the special episode? Anything to recap?
Well, first of all, I'm very proud of the list. I think we talked about some very cool things, but I noticed two things. First of all, I made a mistake. You're right, it's not George Schofield in 1917. It's William Schofield, of course. Yeah, you're right. The actor is called George Mackenzie.
Yeah, McKay.
McKay. Jesus Christ, I can't get it right. Yeah, and the other one is called Thomas Blake, played by Dean Charles Chapman. Right, and I don't know why, but I always seem to be paid. I seem to be paid by Disney Plus the way I advertise for it. Just like, come on, check it out. It's so cheap. I don't know why I do that. They don't pay me.
Well, you can always hope, you know.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, do check it out. No.
So that was the second thing you said. You just praised Disney Plus too much, in your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even notice that. But.
Yeah, what did you think of the last episode? What did you think of the list? Are you satisfied still?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm happy with the list. I'm still bothered that Unbelievable couldn't make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and yeah, I had to take out Knives Out from the cover design because we had to we had 16 spots on the cover design, and I mean, we talked about this. Normal people would have made your list, so therefore Knives Out wouldn't have, and therefore I didn't include it in the cover, which, you know, I love the movie. I felt bad, but I doubt anyone noticed it, but, you know, every other film is that we, had on our list is on that cover.
Yeah, but, you know, it still doesn't mean that you can't check the film out, and we still do talk about it.
No, that does mean that.
Just stop watching the movie right now. It's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, it's not. It didn't make our cover. Come on.
Right.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
This is the first episode where we're gonna talk about some 2021 films, right?
I suppose. Yeah. I mean, we could still talk about some 2020 movies if they're within the 6 months, right? But
yeah, sure.
I know that we've seen at least one 2021 movie that we both saw. I mean, yeah. I don't know about you. How many things do you have to talk about today?
I have two. How about you?
Well, I'm struggling with one because I don't quite know whether or not it's valid for my pick because it's you know, it's part of a show that hasn't been finished or that's not finished yet.
Yeah, then I think we have the same thing.
Probably. I have three things though.
All right.
One is really just a throwaway one.
All right.
I'll start with that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Do you want to just tell everyone how the regular show works?
Yeah, sure. If this is your first time listening to a regular episode, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
You were going to talk about the best thing that we've seen all week. This thing can include anything from a TV show to a YouTube video to a movie. And it's going to be something fairly new. So like Flo just mentioned, something from the last 6 months. So maybe even something from 2021 by now. And yeah, as always, we don't know what each other's picks are going to be. And we're going to start off with a couple of honorable mentions. So yeah.
Right. I mean, we always try and do like the most recent releases, obviously, which is always a struggle because we always record on the day that the new releases drop. Well, we usually do. Like now, we said let's record it a day after so that we can talk about some more recent things. But anyway, I want to talk about one little thing that I haven't even watched myself, But a couple of weeks ago, I saw a trailer for this. And I talked about my love of Nicolas Cage on this show quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Netflix, I don't know if you heard about this. They released like a new series called The History of Swear Words.
I saw the trailer, yeah.
So I saw the trailer and I was like, this. So it's basically celebrities talking about like the history of swear words and how they all came about. And the host is Nicolas Cage, which is just, a genius move. I think I even read that in the comments, like whoever decided to hire him, give him a raise.
Yeah, I read that as well, yeah.
But, so I kind of forgot about it. I think it dropped like in the first week of 2021. But then I was browsing Netflix one day and I saw that it was there. And I watched like the first 10 minutes of the first episode. This is not a show that I'm particularly interested in. It really isn't. I just wanted to get my daily dose of Nicolas Cage.
Sure, yeah.
I kid you not. I literally had to pause because I was laughing so much. They did like an intro in the first episode because every episode is like around a different word. So the first one is all about fuck. And they talk
classic,
about,
yeah.
It's a classic, yeah. And they did like a little, I think the episode like 22 minutes long or something like that. Not that long. But the first 5 minutes they did like an intro. And
right.
So it's just like a quick summary of everything. And then so Nicolas Cage was then like sort of guiding the whole show towards the main part of the show. And he was like wrapping up the intro and he literally like he looks dead into camera and he goes, "Let's get fucked." And I had to pause and leave there. It wasn't going to get better than that. I didn't watch anything else, to be honest.
I'm interested in the show. It seems like a fun concept, but I don't know if it's that funny if you watch more than one episode, but yeah.
I think it's honestly more interesting than funny. I think it's more like, if you're interested in where all these words came from, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Maybe I can check it out as well, but...
Yeah.
I guess Cage is more your guy, but he is... when it comes to swearing, he is a genius.
Yeah, he goes like, you can say fuck in many different words. You can say fuck, and then you can say fuck. He screams it in his ring, like 10 seconds long. And then the deadpan delivery, like, let's get fucked. And then the music cue, and here we go. History of swear words.
I was never a huge fan of him, but I'm kind of glad that he's getting a bit of a comeback. Yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
He kind of faded into obscurity in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s, something like that.
Do you think
he broke?
Yeah, but do you think that's still the case, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I guess he just had a bit of a comeback just through the memes, which he just embraced fully, which was just a great move of his. And he's just a living, walking meme. I think so, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's on Netflix. It's maybe it's of interest to someone. And if you're a Cage fan like me, just watch like the first 5 minutes of the first episode.
It's a real fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, let's... so, we have two things to discuss. I assume we have the same ones, but...
yeah, I think so as well.
How are we going to do this with the show? I would like to... Because a new show has been released that everyone probably knows and talks about, but there's only been 2 episodes, so I don't want to choose my pick. I don't want to choose this as my pick. I really want to like finish the show first.
Yeah, so, especially with this show, I think it's still very vague in what it wants to do.
So it's not going to be your pick?
No.
Well,
I would like to see where it goes. Yeah.
Let's talk about WandaVision.
Yeah, the new Disney Plus show. So you really should check this show out. Just it's so cheap.
Where can we find it? Where can we find it?
But no, it is the new Marvel show, yeah. I think it's the first of the, I don't know how many planned Marvel shows coming up this year.
Yeah, but it's like the first Marvel entity, or so the first MCU entity since Far From Home, right? Ooh. Is it Far From Home? Is that the second one?
Yeah.
Homecoming and Far From... Yeah.
Is it?
Well, there was supposed to be Black Widow.
Right.
which was postponed. And I think we had Endgame, then we had the Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man, and I think that was. Am I missing something?
No, I think you could be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Spider-Man, the other one in there? No, it was a year before that.
Which one?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, that's not MCU though.
Yeah. Well, kinda, isn't it?
Well, no. I mean, not yet. Maybe one day.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, it is. You're right. It is the first thing since then, which is like 8 months ago. No, more. Way more.
By the way, Into the Spider-Verse, that was like, I think Into the Spider-Verse was like in 2018.
No, I mean also, Far From Home was like 2019, right? With that, nothing for 2020.
Well, Endgame was 2019. Far From Home also, yeah. You're right, yeah. So
crazy.
I'm confused now as well. So we had nothing in 2020. Yeah, that's right.
No, we should have had, Black Widow. Maybe like, what's it called? Doctor Strange 2? Or was that always planned for 2021?
No. I think even further. I'm not sure, but I don't
further?
think that's been filmed.
Really?
No, I don't think
the first one's been such a long time since it released.
Yeah,
Black Panther 2, something should have released, right? At the end of 2020, I think.
Well,
I could be very wrong. I don't know.
You know what? Let's have some fun. Because I told you a couple of weeks ago that I received an email from Disney with all their releases planned. Do you remember?
Right, yeah. So
hold on. I think I took a picture of it. There we go. Here we go. So it's WandaVision, and then the next thing is Black Widow. This is obviously going to change with everything that's going down, but the next one is going to be Black Widow, May 7th.
All right.
Then we have Loki, also in May. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, July 9th. I mean, I don't know, like the Eternals there, November 5th, 2021.
Eternals, right.
I don't know if that was, I mean, everything is pushed, but
yeah.
Miss Marvel, late 2021, Hawkeye, late 2021. So we're going to get a lot of Marvel things in 2021.
There's
apparently.
So many things, yeah. Is Winter Soldier,
oh,
Falcon?
Yeah, I was just reading that. Of course, that's the next one. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is in March.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, we've had a break from the MCU for a while, but now they're coming back with a lot. And the first one is WandaVision, which is, I talked to Steven about this yesterday. I think this is a genius move. The way it's so different and unique, and the sort of break that we kind of needed from the general Marvel movies. I think if this was just another one, I don't think it would have that impact.
I totally agree. I think it's one of the most original moves the MCU could have taken.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad about it, to see something different. And I do very much like Scarlet Witch. I think she's one of my favorite superheroes. Don't know why. Just her powers look very cool and very overpowered. But yeah, I totally agree. It is something so new and so fun, and doesn't even feel like the MCU at times, which I really appreciate.
Well, sort of every end of the episode sort of teases it, sort of going back to a normal reality or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But I'm so interested to see where it's going.
Yeah, and it's got some very light horror elements, kind of. And it's very obscure in a way, like a couple of indie films, I feel like, when just people have these very over-the-top reactions at moments, and then just the kind of the fourth wall breaks in this reality, kind of. And I love these moments in each episode. They give me goosebumps. It's just, yeah.
Give me an example.
I mean? Like in the first episode, when the boss is choking and his wife just says, stop it, just in this monotonous way.
Right.
It's so weird.
That was a weird episode. Do you think that it was her doing that he choked?
I thought so at first, and then I was like, maybe it's just breaking the perfect picture for a second.
Right.
And that's why it's kind of the fantasy's breaking down. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I was confused by this. I didn't quite know what was going on. Why was no one helping him like immediately? You know. But
I guess it is. That's kind of the fun of the show, right? You don't know why something is happening. Also in the second episode, and just the shock on everybody's faces when they realize it could be something else, an illusion.
Right.
Which is great.
Yeah. I think, like, I've always been a genuinely big fan of Elizabeth Olsen. She's been in a lot of great movies, and I'm happy for her that she's, like, obviously with the Marvel. Once you're in a Marvel movie, you're set for life, I would think.
Yeah.
But I'm also like really impressed by Paul Bettany. I think he's really good in this too. like Vision was never someone that I really loved in the movies, and he was always that overpowered guy, and he can lift Thor's hammer. But he plays him rather well, I thought.
Yeah, there's just something very sweet and naive about both of them.
Yeah,
in the show, and I was so surprised to see Catherine Hahn appear in this show.
Yeah, she plays that sort of regular housewife rather well, I think.
Yeah, the nosy neighbor.
Yeah, the noisy neighbor. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think there's 9 episodes, so we got the first 2 now, and then obviously they're now going to be released on a weekly basis, which I
think it's wrapping up in March. Yeah.
I prefer this than Netflix releasing every episode instantly. I know you don't.
I don't, but I do kind of appreciate it for this format because there's just this mystery to be solved each week and another piece of the puzzle being added. So that's going to be fun.
It reminds me of Watchmen, the show that came out last year. Just in that, like, everyone's talking about it. Like, obviously, there's a lot of shows that, like, I'm sure The Mandalorian was the same way, where like people are always talking about the latest episode.
Yeah,
but
sure. Yeah.
Like Watchmen, Mandalorian, I think WandaVision is just about as mysterious, and you always you can't figure out where it's going to go, and that's why you want to watch more.
Yeah, that's kind of right. I mean, even Steven, our friend you talked about, also just wrote me yesterday. So, have you already watched it? But I do kind of appreciate that to have another show, something new to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm fascinated by it. Obviously, I mean, I don't know how much into detail we need to go here. If you're a fan of the MCU, you know what WandaVision is about, and it's as you just said before, it's the first of many shows that are going to be part of the MCU now that are going to be released on Disney Plus.
Right. Yeah.
But this one is like all in black and white in that 4:3 format, I think it is, and it just looks like a very, very old sitcom. And by the way, the first scene where she like floats this plate onto his head.
Yeah, the flying saucer.
Yeah, but the laugh track, I think it was also filmed in front of a real audience at times, but that was I recognized that laugh from some other, I think it was King of Queens. I'm so sure of it, and I had to laugh so much. Yeah,
and to think of
such a recognizable laugh
of that 70s show, because they also got the actor, the mother who plays the mother in that 70s show. Yeah. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know this was gonna have a laugh track.
I loved it,
and I did as well. It just really sold the idea of this being like this 50s sitcom, like what's it called? Genie? No,
Genie?
You know, the old show with the admiral who has the genie in a bottle.
I'm blanking.
Do you know what show I'm talking about, right?
I'm not sure.
Really? It's like this old class. It was kind of fun, actually.
Genie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like 60s show with this very, well, kind of sexist outfit in retrospect, but the woman in this like pink, very short genie outfit.
I really don't know what this is, no?
Really? All right. Well, it's a classic. Check it out.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It's not. I don't know where you can find it.
Beautiful moment right there.
Anyway.
Yeah, and just, I mean, the quickest summary ever. It's obviously, it's Wanda, I was going to say WandaVision. It's Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, and Vision, the entity that Tony Stark created.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Jarvis, right?
I think so, yeah.
And they had like, there was always like some romance between them in the Avengers movies, and now they get a separate show to sort of delve deeper into their relationship. And for whatever reason, they're back in the 50s or 60s in a television show, and we don't know why, but I'm sure we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and they don't seem to know why either.
Yeah,
like, very confused, and they don't have any details about themselves, like how long they've been together and stuff.
And I love the elements of like when there's a little bit of color with the blood or with the toy. Yeah. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it does. And
it's like Schindler's List, right?
Jesus, what a comparison.
Well, it's a fair comparison, though.
Yeah, I get what you're what you're trying to say, but it's a very different experience.
It is. It's all in the same universe,
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sorry to give that away.
That's kind of makes me sad, to be honest.
Right. I would love to like talk about it I think we shouldn't talk about every episode every week, but I'm sure we'll get back to it by the latest when it's over, and then it's going to be one of our picks. I'm pretty certain of it.
Yeah, me too. Unless they completely bungle the ending, but
yeah. I'm like, there's also like, I don't know if you heard this or if you want to hear this, I'm going to tell you anyway. There's like rumors that
Ooh.
no. I'm genuine. Not it's not rumors about WandaVision, but it's about a MCU actor maybe returning to the MCU.
I heard about this about 10 minutes before I sat down to record with you.
Which is Chris Evans, one of my favorites. Maybe is returning in the MCU as Captain America, which is like not in a standalone movie, but like apparently like maybe he's going to show up somewhere.
Yeah, where I heard this was Internet Today, which is a bit of a funny kind of news recap show. And they put it very bluntly, and they might be right. So why is he coming back? If you tip money, you're right.
Well, that dude is set for fucking lives, though, isn't he?
Most people are in this business, but that doesn't kind of stop them from raking in another, I don't know, like another 10 million or so.
Sure. Dude, I would prefer him not to return because it was a perfect ending.
Me too, to be honest. I'm
and I
interested
love him.
If they're going to do like a time travel thing again, or
yeah, he's gonna show up in WandaVision. I'm telling you,
maybe.
I don't think
because
so.
it would seem very weird to have him like in old people makeup, like throughout the whole film.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I don't think.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll talk about it once we. I mean, obviously, those rumors came out. That's gonna happen in like years.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna be anywhere anytime soon. I don't think, unless they fooled us all. You know.
Maybe he's gonna make a little appearance in Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yeah, I mean that would be appropriate, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it's a good shout.
All right,
let's do it. Let's talk about our pick of the week, which I can say that it's our pick of the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a movie that we talked about quite a bit because we always were like, this is going to be the first 2021 movie, and this is going to come out, blah blah blah. Which is Pieces of a Woman,
right?
Starring Vanessa Kirby, which you love. Very much since The World to Come, which by the way is now like I read it, that's going to play at the Sundance Film Festival this January.
Oh, cool.
So I think this is now like getting the recognition that according to you it deserves, or the release that it deserves as well.
All thanks to me, like this podcast like did all the promoting.
Dude, I've heard so many people were accepted to Sundance this year as press because it's obviously all online, and I was so bummed that I didn't apply. I felt like we had a shot of getting that, but it would have been ridiculous. I would not have been able to comprehend that. But it's so like on the form it says that you have to like apply through a company or whatever.
Right.
Like a friend of mine, he got in because he works for a news outlet, so he's not like a freelancer. You know what I mean? And the news outlet applied for him. That's how he got it. So
the guy with the hat?
It's the guy with the hat.
All right. That's the only way I know him.
Yeah. And friend is a strong word. He's an acquaintance. I've never, but I didn't want to get into all that, Let's talk about
You might have an extra ticket, like, to the streaming, so...
Well, you can sit, I'm sure you can sit next to him. Not going to be anyone. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, Pieces of a Woman, right?
Yes.
It is a very tough film.
It is an incredibly hard watch, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's got a 30-minute one-take scene.
Yeah.
Which was one of the hardest things to watch in a long time for me.
Yeah, I think we can talk about that. It's sort of also like what the movie is like when they're promoting the movie. That's what they say, and I don't want to correct you because I'm an asshole. It's just I wrote it down because I looked it up 10 minutes ago. It's a 24-minute long take.
Well, I'm so sorry.
No, you shouldn't be. I'm sorry. I just wrote it down. I just have to say it.
Right, yeah.
But the movie starts. I mean, Vanessa Kirby, and it's about the 24 minutes is a home delivery, and it's in one take. Which is, I mean, I don't know how people do this. I don't know. What if one little thing goes wrong? I don't know how many times they did it, to be honest. I should have looked that up. I don't know if that information is out there, but because it's not like they don't pull up a camera and let people act for 30 minutes. They're 24 minutes. they're like moving and the camera's moving and they're changing locations and ridiculous.
It seems very choreographed.
Of course,
and
yeah.
I was wondering when they like pan into the new room and they're like already doing what they're supposed to do, like she like delivering her baby. I always wonder, is there like a dude hiding behind the door where the camera can't see him, like feeding her lines so she doesn't forget over the next 24 minutes?
I would assume that not all the dialogue is 100% scripted.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know, but I could also, it could also be that they just memorized it to perfection.
Could be, but it seems so incredibly clean how they delivered it, and it was a
they delivered it.
No pun intended.
You wrote that down, didn't
you? But it's a beautiful. It's just mesmerizing and how good it was, that scene. And
yeah, because especially
as a whole.
Yeah, because especially like you also get to see the baby, like the baby's head at one certain point, which is
I wonder how they did that.
Right? It must have been like within like 30 seconds when the camera wasn't on her. They like put a prosthetic on her or whatever.
It must have been like a dude hiding under the bed or something, like having all these things prepared for when they like leave the camera. Like, here you go.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, would love to see the behind the scenes.
I'm sure you will be at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah. But then it's obviously about this home delivery, and that's the first 24 minutes, and then, or not, it's not the first scene, but within the first 30 minutes or whatever, and the movie is like 2 hours 10, right?
Yeah.
Is it? I think it is.
Something around that, yeah.
So you got quite a lot of movie after that, and it's sort of about the aftermath of that birth and the trauma that happened, and I'm honestly going to be, I haven't heard a lot of buzz about Vanessa Kirby as like a best actress, like for the Academy Awards. I don't think I'll see a much better performance this year.
Dude, I fully support her this year for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Just Piece of Woman, that scene and the scene after that, the scenes with her mother, especially played by Ellen Burstyn, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Who's a very great actor as well. She also won her Oscar, I think, for Requiem for a Dream.
I don't know. I didn't know that she won, but yeah, definitely.
She was at least nominated.
Yeah.
But they're both great actresses, but Vanessa Kirby was just shined even more in those scenes, and you just felt her. And when she just had these cold deliveries of she makes a couple of announcements, just like, right, I don't give a fuck, let's just do that, right? And then her breakdowns when they're like preparing the piece of marble, whatever, with the inscription.
Right.
Such a powerful scene. Just in how done she seems with everything and just how pissed off and just the tension between her and her husband.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Played by Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
And people were... Yeah, I thought he was good.
He was good, yeah.
It's sort of a Shia LaBeouf role, I thought, He's good at playing those kind of characters. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Should we roll a little clip?
Yeah, yes, please.
I wanted to stay at home. She sounds really good. Hi, baby. I wanted the baby to decide when she wanted to come.
My daughter came into this world. For the time that she did.
And I can't bring her back.
Martha, is that you? How are you?
60 to 70% of these cases, we rarely find a satisfactory explanation.
There is something between us.
There's certain things medically we just don't have answers for.
To dream
All right. Yeah, I got lucky with this one. Netflix is such a weird one, dude. I mean, well, it was just with trailers. I never get Netflix trailers. Then I'm writing them like the people who were able to help me get permission for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and I wrote them, hey, what about this one? Can we use that trailer too? And they were like, no, unfortunately, we can't give you that one. I was like, what? But do you remember that hub I told you about where every outlet sort of puts up press material?
Mm-hmm.
Netflix does quite a lot of that, but they never do the trailers. But for
yeah.
Pieces of a Woman, they put up the trailer, which I think, good on you, Netflix. You know, good on you.
Maybe they want to promote it even more, I guess. But I don't know why they would promote it more than Rainey's Black Bottom.
Sure.
I don't know. That's weird.
I mean, I don't get it, but I'm happy that we got to play this trailer. I haven't even watched it, to be honest.
Me neither.
But
ooh, talking about the trailer, I hope it's not like on Netflix when you like hover over a title, you could get this autoplay of a scene or something like that. If you're planning on watching this film, do not watch that autoplay trailer. It is garbage. It shows scenes that are way into the movie, and I watched the autoplay like not on purpose even. Like I watched like 10 seconds of it and then I clicked away. And it just spoiled a whole lot for me just because I knew where the film was going.
Right. That's interesting because I watch Netflix on my tablet and I don't think it has autoplay on that.
Yeah. It does have it on, I think on computer, and definitely has it on smart TVs where I watched it. And I have to turn it off at some point, but you can only turn it off on a computer.
Okay.
But yeah, it just sucks because normally those trailers are like, it's one little scene. Like it would be like in Zootopia, the little scene in the DMV, which is a great scene.
I mean, that is a
perfect,
that's a perfect trailer.
But in this one, they show like the last 5 to 10 minutes of the film.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like, we're going to stay vague. I'm not going to ask you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. But you know what I mean.
I think so. I mean, I didn't
sucks.
quite know that about a certain element of the film, which involved the law.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
about
what they
that.
showed.
I thought so, yeah. But, you know, I'm a fan of those movies too. I mean, that wasn't really what this movie was about, you know. But I always appreciate it, you know. I kind of like it.
I have to say, just this movie felt incredibly intimate. And if we were just watching people living their lives and watching them at the worst moment. And to be honest, I'm very glad I didn't watch this film alone because the person I sat next to, I think I crushed her hand. I was so freaking tense during that one shot scene.
Was it the guy with the hat?
Yeah. Love that dude. No, but yeah, just during that birth scene, I was close to losing my shit. It was so freaking hard to watch.
Yeah.
In the best way possible.
That's
still.
Testament to the movie, right?
Yeah.
Did you recognize, I think it's Ben Safdie?
I saw it in the credits and I was like, what, Safdie? The Safdie?
Yeah. I'm so glad to see him acting again because I first saw him in Good Time, which he also directed, but he stars in it as Robert Pattinson's brother, and he was incredible in it. And he didn't have much to do in Pieces of a Woman, but I was excited to see him on screen again. He did, and he's the director of Uncut Gems, which you had as your pick in the second ever episode, I think. Yeah,
in like the first 2-3, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the most talented. Him and his brother are some of the most exciting directors working today, and yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Good Times. It's on my watch list on Prime because it's included there, but I don't know. I'm scared of it, just maybe because I watched Uncut Gems and it was so stressful.
Oh, it's just as stressful. It's just as stressful.
I heard that. I heard it's just both of these films are just like a heart attack in form of a movie.
It is, yeah. That's very well. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that stressed me out.
And oh my god! See, I'm now looking through the credits of Pieces of a Woman, and I'll explain my thought process here. Sure. Sarah Snook is in this as well. She plays the cousin.
The lawyer, yeah.
The lawyer, yeah. And I recognized her instantly because she plays in Predestination, which is a movie with Ethan Hawke that I really love. And I haven't seen her in much since, but I was like, that is Sarah Snook. And it was. But now I'm looking through IMDb, and right below Sarah Snook, it says Molly Parker, who plays the midwife. And I didn't recognize her until I just saw her on IMDb because she's in House of Cards.
As who?
I think. Isn't she in House of Cards?
It's been such a long time.
She is, as Jackie Sharp.
Huh.
And I'm usually good at like recognizing people. I had no idea that was her.
Talking about Nicolas Cage earlier, she was also in The Wicker Man. The classic film.
Yeah.
Ooh, she was in American Pastoral, which was just
the Ewan McGregor film.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just stumped by that, just reading that now.
And Dexter, that's where I know her from.
Well, there you go.
A very small role there.
I think Pieces of a Woman. It's done by Hungarian filmmakers. Yeah, Hungarian and Budapest and yeah. I mean, and I thought it was extremely well done from a filmmaking standpoint.
I mean, they don't just have this one long take. Like one of the very first scenes with Shia LaBeouf on the bridge. I think it's also one take. Then at the garage, it's another one.
Yeah.
And then I think the dinner is also another one later. But I really appreciated like how they represented the passing of time with the bridge.
It was quite cheap, wasn't it? I mean, not cheap, but I didn't think it was anything special. It's just like, they just listed the dates on screen.
No, but they represent with like the bridge being more complete, and it gave you like a picture of how much time kind of went in. I think it was kind of a nice like metaphor as well.
Yeah, I guess. I loved the like when she was running in the snow. I don't know why, but that scene sort of stuck like because it was such a beautiful shot with it. I wonder if that was real snow.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Weird little thing. I just but pointing out the things I liked about it.
Yeah, there are a lot of like little great scenes, like also the one where she goes into the bookshop.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that little scene with like the little interaction with like the bookkeeper. Not bookkeeper, that's a whole different job. The bookstore owner.
Yeah. The librarian? I don't know. It's not really,
no.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. And like the whole thing with the apples.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't completely love the ending.
Well, it's also kind of ambiguous, I guess.
It is ambiguous, but I was just like, why is this happening now? Not like why, but I'm definitely not going to get into this now. We're not going to spoil this, but
yeah.
It's one of those endings that I felt like, I don't know. It followed a certain movie trope that I didn't love.
Yeah.
Just like the very last scene.
Maybe.
Just the very last scene. with the tree,
Yeah. Well, but I say I absolutely love this film, and I think it stood a chance of like making my top 10 had this released like 2-3 weeks earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's the best thing I've seen in 2021.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah, we are. I mean, officially the first thing I saw was, because I always keep note of this, the first thing I saw in 2021 was an episode of Small Axe.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a 2020 thing. So, I didn't really count it. So I think this might be the first, yeah, it is. It is the first official 2021 movie I saw. And you're right. We're off to a good start.
Nice. Funny that you said Small Axe. I actually dreamt about Small Axe. I dreamt that I was seeing it. No. I dreamt that I was watching Small Axe.
Holy shit.
Dude, this seems very different than what I imagined the plot to be like.
I wonder that you even thought. I'm surprised you even thought about it since we talked about it.
I don't know why, yeah. But that's interesting because I want to ask you this as well because of 2020. What was your very first film that you saw in 2020? And what was your last film? Because of course we now had the Letterboxd like year in review come out.
Are you asking me like what was the first 2020 movie I saw?
No, the first film like in general.
So it doesn't need to be a 2020 release?
Yeah.
I can give you the answer. That's why I'm keeping lists. I got it right here, my friend. The first thing I saw was Confessions, which in the original title, which I wrote down as well, is Kokuhaku. I mean, you got to know this movie by now. I think it's a Korean movie.
I think I actually saw that. Didn't you recommend it to me?
No.
Or are we talking about a different one?
I think you're talking about Forgotten.
That's right.
Which we talked about. I remember the day when we talked about it. But Confessions, if you don't know, it's an incredible movie. And it's just as twisted and fucked up as every other Korean movie. But it's so fantastic. Really good. And incredibly dark. Incredibly dark.
When did it come out?
It's a 2010 release.
2010, all right.
I'm trying to find if this is actually Korean because I don't want to, like, you know, it's Japanese. I'm
All right.
happy I looked it up. It's Japanese.
Well,
what was
my
your first movie? Yeah.
very first film was The Art of Self-Defense.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I actually remember that you said you're going to watch it after we discussed our favorites of the...
Yeah, because it was on your list of best 2019 films. And after we did that list and I went home, I turned that film on and it was weird.
Well, it's good. It's so good.
But weird.
Yeah. And what was your last movie?
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yeah, right.
How about you?
I mean, mine was also it was Richard Jewell, but then I also watched Small Axe, an episode of Small Axe. You know, it's my last and the first of 2021.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, man. Please watch Pieces of a Woman. It's really, really good. And hopefully the trailer and our little talk about it sort of enticed you to do that. And there's one other quite big release this week. Which I didn't watch because I'm sort of saving it for next week because I feel like next week is going to be a bit dry in terms of new releases, I think. So I'm saving that one for next week.
Ooh, I'm not even sure what you're talking about because there's another thing that I'm also saving for next week, or was saving. But I know it's not something that you're interested in.
Is it a movie?
No.
Well, then we're not talking about the same. I assume it's an animated show.
It is. I'm so predictable.
No, I mean, it's just because you just said it's not going to be for me.
On what platform?
It's on Prime.
On Prime.
It's on Prime. I'll let you figure it out. And
right.
If you want to know what I'm talking about, please tune back in next week for episode 50. My fucking gosh.
Jesus, it's 50 already.
Insane, yeah.
And then 2 more and we got our anniversary.
Yeah. It's going to be it's going to be good. But it's kind of crazy that it's been a year. Right, that's our show for this week. Thank you for listening, as always. Maybe a bit of a shorter episode, but we've had some long ones recently. I mean, Jesus. But obviously, please watch Nicolas Cage say, "Let's get fucked."
Sorry, it's already funny.
And WandaVision, obviously. Where can we find WandaVision, Gabe?
It's on Netflix. No, it's not on Netflix. It's on Disney fucking Plus. No,
Disney Plus.
Disney fucking Plus.
Disney fucking Plus.
No, we don't want to swear with Disney. We don't know what Disney is capable of, so we apologize.
What do you mean? We're promoting them.
I know, but it's a family-friendly studio.
It really is.
Disney Beautiful Plus. It is on...
Oh, I thought you were talking about our studio, like the best thing we've seen, production company.
Dude, one day. But yeah, check it out on Disney Plus. It's very cheap. It's only $6.99 per month, I think.
There's a promotion again. What are you talking about?
You get a wide array of profile pictures. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Right. That's it for me. I mean, as always, I'll leave you to it. But thank you for listening. And take care. Gabe, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, as always. Thank you for sticking around till the end, or for skipping to the end, whatever.
Who's skipping to the end? I want to know that person.
That's the best part of the show. But yeah, thank you so much. As always, you can find us on any podcast platforms, but I guess you know that already because you're listening to us right now. So thank you so much for that. But you can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere there are podcasts to be found. You can also check us out on YouTube, of course, and on Twitter and Instagram at Best Thing Radio, and on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You can check out our great thumbnails that Flo creates every week. Maybe also check the one out from our last special. It's very special. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. And please recommend the podcast to somebody if you can. It would really help us out a lot. But just thank you for sticking around. Thank you for still being here in 2021. And have a great time. And yeah, watch the movies.
Breathe, my friend. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.